All right. We are back, man. My bad, y'all. I think y'all can hear me now, though. So that's cool. We're gonna go ahead and get over here to the charts. Matter of fact, we are together. Before I get too deep in this, let me know if you can hear me. All right, I think I got somebody watching me. Jay Free, can you hear me real quick? Because they was all telling me they couldn't hear me a second ago. Just type in the chat if you can hear me. There we go. All good. All right, so I'm back. Y'all can hear me. Hopefully the members find out this right link. Let me go and reshare it a couple of places just in case. I want to get everybody over here. A problem with link. Here's all right. So we got everybody the right link now, and y'all can always watch this recording over again as you get it. But now that I got the right link, and I only got 45 minutes to do this whole thing, let me try to get it done. All right, cool. Excuse me for a second. So, what I was saying in the last call, and you guys didn't hear me, let me stretch this thing out real quick, open it up, and just kind of go over what I was talking about. And what I was saying was that some of you may believe that the market is bullish, and I can understand why. I'm just going to show you like what we need to look at to see why it's not. But when we look for the market to be bullish, what we look for is a trend, right? Higher lows, higher highs. And that's what we're seeing right here. If this is a high, if this is our low, this is our high. We made a higher high, we made a higher low. We made a higher high, we made a higher low. So I can understand why some may think that, hey, we're kind of going bullish. This is the dip. Let's buy it, and Bitcoin is going to break into an all-time high. That's the part that does confuse me, though. I can see why they say, "Hey, we're kind of bullish. We're going up. Let's buy it." But then when they say those type of words like Bitcoin is going to break into an all-time high, I don't believe that, and I don't think they even believe it. And matter of fact, to be honest, I don't think I've ever heard it. They haven't said those words, but that's like the prediction. That's the assumption is that I'm buying the dip, right? When I hear people buy the dip, you have to think that you're going to see price higher than it once was. That's why you call this a dip. So y'all, like without saying it, you're kind of still saying you think that Bitcoin is going to go higher than 126 now that you bought it at 90K. I'm trying to just reiterate what is being said so you kind of hear it back and then you make your decisions accordingly. But that is what's being said. People that are buying right now at 81, 90K thousand, these people are thinking to themselves, I'm buying this 80 to 90,000 Bitcoin because I believe that it should be higher than 100K. If you don't believe that, then why are you buying? So you have to believe it. You have to believe that Bitcoin is going above 100K, above 126K, which was his ultimate high so far. That's what you believe in if you're buying the dip. Cool. That's what you believe. I just want to show you something real quick. Are you starting to pick up what I'm putting down? Or do I gotta talk about it? I gotta actually say the words. All right, I'm gonna say it. Give me a second. Let me just show some more. Right? That's all. I'm just trying to show you more. Maybe if you see it, in live content, you can make a better decision. But you're telling me, you honestly believe to me that Bitcoin pulling out a 90K looks like it's going to go above its higher level. So I get it why we was bullish over here. It made sense to be bullish as we found support. This was our high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low. We got a little nervous for a second in the summertime. Higher high, higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Around this time, we should start thinking like, man, hey, what's going on here? Is the market bearish or not? That was way back in August. We should have asked ourselves that question on if Bitcoin was really bullish or not. And then what did Bitcoin do? Ran up and created that higher high at 124. At that moment, we bullish. You shouldn't have listened to nobody that was telling you we was bearish when Bitcoin was at 124 because we was in an uptrend, we was at our peak, and we didn't see the downtrend that was coming. We just was know that 124, we pull back to 120, we go all the way up to 128, we pull back to 124, we go all the way to 132, right? We was in an uptrend. Makes sense. Until August 13th, when we did peak at 124, and our next low that was created didn't stop until we got here to 106. Now this low was a lower low than our 113 low. At this moment, we should start thinking bearish thoughts. Maybe the market isn't as bullish as I once believed. But as it trended upward, I could see again how people could be fooled. Right? We had a nice, beautiful uptrend. We found some resistance here at 117, and then we rejected. Pulled on down here to 109. Found support. So we're saying that hey, we're still creating higher lows, then it's Bitcoin is still bullish, and you are right. Bitcoin was still bullish. Pushed all the way up here to our 126 resistance. And we were bullish the entire time. But then we had this Black Swan event. And it's understandable that following the Black Swan event, we thought that that was just some type of bad news, that was just some type of reflection. But reality, prices gonna come back, and we're going into all new highs. We still bullish. This is just a Black Swan event. It happens. They try to take us out, but eventually we're gonna break into new highs. We're gonna still be bullish. I was with you guys. I was still bullish during this Black Swan event as well. I was not bullish when our Black Swan event didn't create a new high. Following that Black Swan event, we didn't create a new high. We actually created a lower high that retested resistance before. This is when my antennas is up. Like, hold on, Watts. Michael Watts is a rapper in Houston. I understand if you guys didn't catch that reference. But I was like, hold up, Watts. Is the market bullish or no? And what happened at 116? We dropped on down here to 103, 102. You know, that 100K was a good supported level. Good supported level. So price did push on up, which was a good thing. But remember, for us to continue our uptrend, we need to create a higher high. Our most previous high was 125. We need to get higher than that to continue an uptrend. But we found a resistance at our most recent high of 115. We rejected that high, and we haven't retested it since. So this is where I'm like, why are people bullish? Where is this dip buying coming from? Why is all this energy involved in buying the market when we are now in what I see is an obvious downtrend? This is your high, this is your low, this is your lower high, this is your lower low, this is a lower high, this is a lower low. We are in a downtrend, right? From this lower low, price did push up to a lower high and rejected. We dropped down, but hey, we created a higher low. I get it how people are a little confused right here. Heck, I'm with you guys. Hey, if support holds here, who's to say? Maybe we are bullish, right? Because that's a higher low, right? What do we expect from a higher low? For it to create a higher high. But if price cannot create that higher high, you understand that the downtrend is what's overall ruling the market right now. So let's go ahead and mark off a higher high. Let's just, hey, how about you don't trade until we test this level or something like that? You know what I'm saying? Let's just mark it real quick. Now, if you guys want to be a bull, because I'm not, y'all know I'm not. I'm not bullish. I'm a bear. I'm looking for bearish opportunity. I'm shorting right now. But if you want me to convert over to becoming a bull with you, the only way it will make sense is if price breaks into a new high. While we have price finding resistance at a lower high, I'm going to assume that we are bearish and in another downtrend. I'm going to assume that this was just consolidation. Price needed to find a new low before it continued downward. Now again, zoom out. Are you bullish on that? It's possible you could be breaking this downtrend. It is possible. And we're going to watch out for it. Maybe take a little break right now. Don't trade nothing. Don't force anything. But I want to turn on my lights for a second and just explain how I trade. Whenever we are above moving averages, I'm bullish. Whenever we below, I'm bearish. And I try my best to trade like a robot. I don't do a great job at it, but I try to. I want to look at this market and just say simple is simple, easy is easy. If you're under, you sell. When you're above, you buy. Don't involve no feelings, right? So if we're doing that, let's open this up a little bit. For me, I'm such a bear that when it's above, I don't buy, I don't trade. I even tell my members that, hey, I'm selling as long as these resisting levels are holding. When those resisting levels break, I take the loss and I stop trading until I can sell again because I don't necessarily believe that we're bullish yet. So when price found its resistance, I actually took a sell. When price found its resistance, I took a short again because I always got my eyes on the bearish opportunities. I miss the bullish ones, right? This run up, I didn't make no money on that run up because I never bought it. I didn't believe in it. I just patiently waited for my opportunity for a short. And when I seen that price found resistance here at 94, I said to myself, well, hey, if support don't hold here at 92.5, I'm going to sell Bitcoin. And that's exactly what I did this morning. And it led to a beautiful sell early this morning at 88. I took profit, pushed up. And right now, it's making people feel like, oh, we bullish again, right? I'm glad I bought that dip at 88K, right? Because price is gonna run up again. I just want y'all to zoom out, get the big picture. Understand that this resistance at 91.5 is the same resistance that led to that drop. Am I saying that you definitely gonna fall? No, I don't know what the market is gonna do. No one knows what the market is going to do, but we can judge by price action what the market could possibly do next. Based off of its past history, I can kind of guess what its future move could be. But do I know what's gonna happen? Absolutely not. Have no idea. Don't know. Honestly, I don't. But what I will say is seeing this resistance here at 91.5, which was resistance, is a key level of resistance. What I can say without a doubt is until price breaks above that resistance, I am bearish. If that's our high, and this is our next our lower high, then I assume if support does not hold, we will see a lower low. This one being our previous low. Actually, this is our most previous low, right? Because price trickled on down, dropped down, came back up to resistance, dropped down, found support, came back up to resistance, currently at a support level. That support level needs to break. So for the guys that's looking for a live trade for me to alert right now, what I will tell you with Bitcoin, no, I wouldn't just jump into a short right now and thinking you're gonna make money because I said overall we're bearish. Currently, you do have a support level at 89.89, just about 88, right? Right, 90K ish, somewhere in that zone. We do have support level right here at 90K. If support holds, Bitcoin is actually slightly bullish at the moment, right? At least bullish enough to run back up to our resistance at 91.5. For me to be bullish on Bitcoin, I said it earlier, we need to create a new high. 94.2 is our previous high. You trading above that, I start thinking that y'all might be right. We're trying to recover. But if we continue to hold this key level of resistance that we've seen been resistance since November, all the way back here, November 26th, it started holding as resistance, held as resistance very strong until November 30th, where price did drop and it did not break as resistance until December the 2nd. Slipped above for a bit, came back and went back under said level of resistance, and is still holding this level of resistance. Even today, as we had a beautiful push up to 91.5, it rejected and came on down here to 89.9, just about 90K support, which is a key level of support and resistance, guys. If 90K holds that support, maybe you will see 100K again. Maybe for the Bulls. But for the Bears, if 90K break as support, oh, our downside is tremendous. Let's zoom out to a daily and see our opportunities here. So on the daily, we see that Bitcoin is just now testing the 20-day resistance on the daily. The 20-day resistance, not the support. 20-day resistance. We have been resisting on the daily since here, October 27th, just about. Right? We was above the cloud. We dropped under it back here October 11th. Pushed up to test the cloud, resisted and dropped, pushed up to retest the cloud indicator again for our final resistance at 115 and never came back up again. We've been bearish since then. For those saying let's buy the dip, I want you to think about what those guys have done so far, and that these are the guys that you're choosing to imitate. They bought the dip, they celebrated, they lost, and bought the dip, and they celebrated and lost, and bought the dip, and they celebrated, didn't lose yet, still feeling confident, still thinking that they bullish until they reject. And again, the sauna continues for the Bulls. We have not seen a good day for the Bulls since back here we were trading above moving averages. So again, guys, I'm not predicting the market. I'm not telling you that in the future Bitcoin is going to be at 50K because I have absolutely no idea. But what I am saying is that currently Bitcoin is under our moving averages and finding resistance at those moving averages. So I am not one of the dip buyers that's going to say, hey, now is the time to buy Bitcoin. Not at 80,000, not at 90,000, not even at 100K. What I tell my members and the people that I love, hey, you should go and buy some Bitcoin. Now, again, this is based on strategy. I don't want to discourage those with the overall strategy and the long-term strategy that you're already buying into your 401k blindly. Hey, why not buy Bitcoin, right? Some of your 401k is going down and you don't care. You invest every week you get paid. So why not invest in Bitcoin every week, even in this downtrend? Now, the only asset in this crypto space that I would say that about is the three assets I have at the top of my list: silver, gold, and Bitcoin. Those are the only three that I suggest dollar cost averaging in the red market. No other asset. As much as you see me trade Ethereum and how much I love Ethereum, I do not suggest anyone hold Ethereum through a bear market. Solana, BNB, XRP, SUI. I love SUI. I love SUI. I do not suggest holding SUI right now. I'm gonna show you why. We're gonna go over that asset in just a second. But no, don't hold these assets. We do not expect to hold anything that's under the gator with our fingers crossed and hope that it's gonna one day be higher than this. Will Bitcoin one day be higher than 90K? I wholeheartedly believe it. Will it happen within the next year? I doubt it. So how about we don't hold on to Bitcoin right now? You know what I'm saying? So before we get into all these other volatile assets, I expected to come to silver and gold at the end of the call, but we're gonna go ahead and jump into it. Y'all kind of forced me to it. Y'all ain't said nothing. It's me, but still, I want to come over here real quick and just say, why are we still telling everybody to buy the dip on Bitcoin when gold looks way better and been looking way better ever since the summer? Come on, somebody tell me why. Somebody explain. I'm looking. I'm about to read the chat right now. This is the summer in gold. It created a bullish pennant. It broke out of that pennant, never came back, never even retested. It just been running up ever since. Why are we still telling our loved ones that they should dollar cost average into this asset, right? That's depreciating. Why are we telling our loved ones that they should definitely add this to their portfolio, into their bag, because we made so much money in it in the past? Why are we telling the people that we love that, oh, you got to get this Solana, the stuff that we bought at $8, took profit at $200? We're telling them to buy at $132. Why? Why are we doing that? That is bad. You're a bad friend. You are. Shame on you. You should be telling anybody that you know and love that, hey, if you're not familiar with investing and you don't know how to take profit and get in and out of certain investments, I understand. Here's an easy one to think about. How about you buy gold? With the reevaluation that's going on, we understand that gold is going to appreciate. There are people right now screaming, hey, man, they turned the money printers on. They finna start creating more dollars. Money's going to get overinflated. So these people are saying you should buy crypto assets. And what's crazy is it's the XRP army that's saying this. They're like, hey, y'all, they printing fake money. So come over here and buy this crypto asset that we're telling you about. But that particular crypto asset was pre-mined. It's just as fake as the fiat that they printed out. So I don't see how that My bad. Let me not go too deep in that because I want to keep this unbiased opinion and look out on the chart. So I don't want to get into XRP yet. I am going to tell you all my thoughts towards the end. But let me keep it simple with what I'm trying to say. We can keep it easy when we give advice to our loved ones. You do not advise someone that you love to buy an asset that looks like this, or this, or this, or this, or this. You do not tell someone that you love, hey, go and buy XRP, even though XRP reached its peak at 3.66 back in July 17th. I'm going to tell you December 7th of 2025 to buy XRP at $2.04 when it's only been going down and creating lower highs and lower lows. It's in an obvious downtrend. What kind of friend and loved one would I be if I suggested that you buy this and I know about this? It's different if I didn't know about it. I can only tell you the best that I can, right? But I know that gold and silver is doing this, and now you know it too. You got to take this responsibility like Spider-Man. You have a responsibility now, since you didn't showed up to this class, to this open call, that now you can no longer go back and tell your friends to dollar cost average into Bitcoin right now at this moment. No, you should not. Some of y'all that's watching me know how to read a chart. Some of you know what EMAs are. And you know good well if you're under your 55-day, your 200-day, your 100-day EMA that you are bearish. Well, we are under our 55. Are you going to keep telling your family and friends to buy this? Or because of what you learned here tonight, will you start to tell your friends about this? Because this is an option. XAGX is a token that you can own, and it is pegged to silver. XAUM is a token that you can own, and it is pegged to the price of gold. Not only that, you can borrow against it and use it as collateral if you're on a smart chain network or SUI network. Yeah. Imagine if the entire time you've been getting paid, you put your paycheck into gold instead of holding dollars in the bank. What if that's what you've been doing this whole time? Back here since August, since the summertime, you said, man, Dennis did say that gold about to run up after the summer. So I don't know about Bitcoin, but I'm going to just start stacking my gold. What have you said to yourself that? You know, I see gold breaking 3,300, 3,400. I'm going to just start putting all my paychecks into gold. Your gold holdings is up 22%. 22% in 102 days. This is me telling you to buy it back in August up until today. From August to today, you're up 22%. What bank gives you that? None. You had an opportunity. Some of you are buying Bitcoin, though. Your dollar cost average into Bitcoin from, let's get this date right, August 29th until today. If you were the dollar cost average in the gold, you're up almost 23%. We're going to go back to August. What was the date again? August 29th on Bitcoin. Let's do the back testing. August 29th on Bitcoin. If you've still been holding Bitcoin and dollar cost averaging in the Bitcoin, where is it? Come on, that's the 12, 14, 20, 20. There we go. Almost there. 28, 29. Right here. Bitcoin opened up at 112. We are now at 90K. So if you've still been holding on to Bitcoin since August, you're down. All right, hold on. August, where is it? Let me find you real quick. Here we go. It was this one right here. We're going to go with the opening, not the closing of the candle, but the candle opened here. We are currently at 22% downward. So by investing in gold, you would have gained 20%. By holding on to Bitcoin, you've lost 22%. You see that? And it's like it's obvious. It's not like I made this up. It's not like I'm picking sides. I'm not biased on either asset. I love Bitcoin. I love gold. I love them both. But as a trader, I trade what I see. Bitcoin is under moving averages, and I should short this asset or no longer hold it as collateral. And gold is above all moving averages, still finding support on moving averages, I do not think I'm going to sell. Mind you, just last week when we had this conversation was at 41. That's Friday, Monday. So just last week we was right here, right? And we're doing very good for those that held. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is last week. All right. But anywho, you see what I'm saying? We're growing while we're holding gold. You're losing if you're holding these volatile assets. Oh, Ethereum did pop up though. That's a good little pop up, Ethereum. I'm still shorting you. Let's go ahead and move to Ethereum while we're talking about it. Ethereum on the daily. Ethereum on the daily. We are still under all our moving averages. We are above our 20 right there. We found a little support. We're under our cloud and we're aiming downward, right? Let me cut these lights off for just a second. Let me talk to you. So what I did here was I created my low to my swing high right here, right? Just to see what areas will be tested. And what we noticed earlier this morning when price did drop, it didn't come all the way to our support area. It rejected, came to the golden ratio, which is a 618, found support and pushed up to the 0.5. Now, when it pushed up to that 0.5, I did take a short. I'm in profit right now. I'm hoping that resistance holds, so I continue holding my short, but I'm about to move my stop profit in place as well because it seemed like it is finding and holding the support of 3018. While that support holds, price can very well push up even to 3251. You understand that I'm still bearish even at 3251, right? Like I would stop my sell if price does go above 3130, then I'm not going to be in a sell anymore. But I'm not buying it either. I'm not bullish. For Ethereum to be bullish in my mind, it needs to break its most recent high. That's that, right? It had this as a high, it dropped. It created this as a high, then dropped, and then created a new high. And now some people believe, oh, the downtrend is broken. We bullish. We go, woo. No. Hold on. Zoom all the way out. You think just because it created a higher low from down here that is bullish? When you get the big picture, you see that this shoulder is actually a strong resistant shoulder. That's the 39.4K. So it's hard for me to even be bullish while under that. But to get even a kinkling of being bullish, I'm going to at least look for that 35. All right, seeing that we measured off our high, put it down here to our low, this is what my Fibonacci's created for me. And my Fibonacci suggests that while price is under your 236, you should be bearish. And I am. I'm even bearish if price tests my 236. Some of you guys are going to be bullish if price holds the support here and think that, oh yeah, we ran up. I'm not bullish until you can break that 3,400. You break and start trading above 3,400, then maybe I'll join the bull team. But while we are lower than 3,400, even if we test this 3,400 as resistance, it will still create a lower high. And I will still be looking for a lower low than that one right there. So that's what I'm looking at currently. Let's go ahead and zoom in this bad boy. I told you I'm not going to go in no tighter than the 4 hour. We're just going to zoom into the 4 hour and look at this trend that I drew and how it is being respected. And we should be on our P's and Q's because of it. So I drew this trend. I'll tell you guys, I'd like to draw true trends, meaning I try to get as many touches as possible. I want to touch as many candles as I can. And that's why I drew this line here. It even touched this line that rejected, and it touched this line that came back and tested it. Even right here, we see a little bit of a test and we're starting to push up. So it's a nice trend line to utilize, right, on Ethereum. So while price was under the trend, we were bearish. We're in the consolidation mode. Still held resistance at the trend and rejected, right? Everything was good. Me and my team was in a short here. So we took profit before that crazy pull up. Most of us wasn't even on a computer anymore after price had recovered. And what we noticed, and what I should have noticed if I would have still been at the computer, was that support price had gotten back above my 618 support. This was a good level to retake your short with a tight stop loss, which I did. And that stop loss did get hit. Of course it got hit. Looking at that strong green candle, I was stumped out way down here. And when I got stumped out, because price was in the middle of nowhere, I waited. I was patient. I was like, all right, well, I'm out and about and buying groceries anyway. I can't trade right now. But when I got home, I actually saw price right here at 3140, which was my EMA. So I did not alert this because I feel like it was a bad alert. It was in an uptrend somewhat. But I did take my short right there, as I always will. Anytime I test my S&R levels, I look to trade them, right? So when price did hit here, find resistance, I took it short, and I'm up right now by I think 270% on one of the most recent alert that I'm looking at right now. I'm up 270%, right? Still looking good. I plan on holding this if price can break this support level of 30.20. But what we see now is that price is holding. I'm gonna give it a little time. That's why I kind of this call at 6 o'clock, because this is Jappy opening. This is when we get volume. I expect the pump to happen now, but 2 to 3 hours from now, whatever pump we see is over, and then I'm looking for more downside, as looking for a continuation to the downside. So I'm giving you guys warning that if we do still have resistance at 31.40, I am still bearish. If you see price above 31.40 2 3 hours from now, I will not be in a sell anymore. I'd already hit stop profit by then, and I'm not looking to sell if Ethereum is trading above 31.40, right? I won't sell it until price gets to 32.61, about 32.60, where I know I can take a short with a tight stop loss. I'm not shorting anywhere in between here. If price breaks above 31.40, that's it for me in shorting until we get to 32.65, right? I'm not going to trade anytime in between here. I'm not going to buy it if it breaks this resistance. None of that. I'm just not trading. And then the price find resistance at 32.64, and it shows me a pattern that will reject from this area. That's when I will act accordingly, and I take that short, right? But I always look for my key levels of support and resistance to be tested. And if they don't get tested, then I don't trade. It's really that simple. And this is to keep you guys and avoid losses. Trading in the middle of nowhere is most people's biggest problem on why they lose. Even right now, while you following me on this call, and you're like, oh, he possibly right. Maybe we are bearish. Let me take a sell on ETH. You way down here. I'm way up here. Don't hold me liable for your results, right? I called a short at 31.40. Price is currently at 30.60. I'm not telling you guys to take a short at 30.60. What I will say is that the support of 30.16, 30.15 does not hold. That's a good level for a breakout entry. 30.60, you shouldn't be touching that. That's the middle of nowhere, right? Right. Cool. Let me try to get through a couple more before we part ways this evening. Let's go to Solana. And this is another one that, man, this just boggles my mind on how anyone could be bullish on Solana as an asset. Solana has not been bullish or even attempted to be bullish since before the summer, right? So here we go. We got Solana back here September 18th when it peaked at 254, right? I think that is the peak. Yeah. No, that's not the peak. That's why I said it's still bearish. It peaked in the summer. All right, let me go back here. Oh, that wasn't the summer. Nope, that was January. January last year. January 19th is I peaked. It's been lower than that. Came all the way down here to 100K. We pushed up. Found resistance at 250, at 255. That was our high in September 15th. From there, we've been in a downtrend. Draw it out if you don't believe me. But from our 253.14 area, price created a low in September of 191. Pushed that to create a lower high at 236, which led to our Black Swan event that dropped us down to 131. And again, I was on y'all side after the Black Swan event. Like, oh, that was an accident. Price is about to go up. We good. We gonna see new highs. But what happened? It created a lower high. Went into consolidation mode. Pushed up. This was it, y'all. This was, hey, y'all, come on, let's go. Put all your money in. Solana need to take off and break out past 200. And what ended up happening? Resistance, 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 dip. Push up, dip. Solana at 154. Push up, find resistance at 172, dip. Solana at 120. Push up to 146, almost 150. Find resistance, and what is happening? Dip. Solana is bearish. Why don't anyone see that? Who is telling you to buy Solana at 131? Give them my, don't give them, I was going to say give them my number. Don't give them my number. You ain't got no number. Tell them to inbox me on Facebook. Why the hell they still preaching to the people I love and telling them to buy Solana at 131 when it has no signs of being bullish right now. Not a single one. Nothing about Solana says buy me at this moment. You can get these little pumps if you like to buy those and you buy dips. Understand you need to take profit in your mind every single time. But until Solana can break this downtrend, don't let nobody tell you that Solana is a good buy. Oh, if you buy that 131, it's going to 300. Don't do that. I like Solana as a project. Overall, I think it is going to do great in the future. But as of this winter that's coming up and this bearish year that is coming up, historically, 2 years after the halving is bearish the whole year, historically, right? We had the 2020 halving, the 2022 crash. We had the 2016 halving, the 2018 crash. We had the 2012 halving. We had a 2014 crash. Every time, 2 years following the halving leads to a crash. So we got these certain influencers that are saying the 4-year cycle is broken. Why? Why do we believe that? What? Give me more information on what broke. Y'all send them to me. Tell them to inbox me. Because I'm tired of hearing this. Excuse me. I get excited sometimes. I need to calm down. My bad. I apologize. Let me get back to the real world because I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. No reason to be mad. It's upsetting that there are people with influence, with a lot of influence because they have money and they use their influence in the wrong way and they misguide people with their ignorance. Because they got money, people follow their ignorance. Anyone's telling you to buy the dip right now because eventually it's going to be higher, it's just somebody that got a whole lot of money, but they're ignorant to your current situation because not everyone can handle the drawdown of a bear market and still hold. I'm talking to those people. If you can put $10,000 to the side and you don't give a damn that it's going to 3K because you know that one day it's going to be 10,000 again, maybe even 20, then hey, you keep on dollar cost averaging in. But if you are somebody that, man, I can't, Dennis, I cannot allow my 10,000 to be worth 4,000. There's no way where that exists. That's okay in my word. I can't let that happen. Then you're who I'm talking to. Don't buy blindly into these projects and expect them to go up because there's nothing about them that says they're bullish right now. I wouldn't buy none of this year, actually, right? If you want to buy something to hold something, I can't say it enough. I've been saying it since the summer. I'm going to say it some more. I'm going to say it next year. And even all winter long, you can buy precious metals. They have metal peg tokens, just like you have USDC and USDT, which are pegged to a United States dollar. You have XAGX and XAUM and XAUT that are pegged to gold, that are pegged to silver, right? No, you're not holding silver by holding the asset. But if you trust USDT when you're trading, and everybody here does because you can't trade without it, if you trust USDT, then why not trust XAUT? Why not trust XAUM? It's a pegged token to gold, just like this is pegged to the dollar. Do we know it's going to hold the price of the dollar? We don't, but we trust it, right? All right, so that's enough of that. Let me try to get through a couple more assets before we go. But anybody telling you to buy Solana instead of buying gold, I mean, either they just don't know or they're not your friend. Those are the only two options. Either they're ignorant themselves, tell them to come holler at me. Maybe I need to put them on game, right? But if they did know and they telling you to buy this versus this, they are a bad friend and a bad mentor. And hey, I'm open to take in more clients right now. If you want to leave your mentor, you don't want niggas on the stage jumping in all your videos, come over here to no, but seriously, you know what I'm saying? Now I'll educate you the right way because we don't want anybody losing money thinking that this is the best solution for them. And if they just keep on buying and adding more, eventually they're going to be in profit. You probably won't be in profit for over 2 years, guys. I'm gonna just be honest with you. If we're on the same 4-year cycle, all of next year is going to be not all of next year. In the spring, we're going to see that pop up that gives us hope. But then following the spring, we're going to see that drop that takes it all away. You know what I mean? In the summer, we're going to see consolidation where nothing moves. In the fall, we'll see a slight pop up. But in the winter, we're going to see another drop that reminds us that the market is way more bearish. It's going to be the winter that a lot of you guys quit. And that's actually like February of 2027 is when you should come in heavy. It's when you should come in hard. Where the dip buyers right now would be more accurate if they just gave it a year. It shut up for a year. You know what I'm saying? Wait till like February of 2027 to say, hey, let's buy the dip. You know what I mean? Wait until maybe the end of next year, 2026, to say, let's buy the dip. But to say it right now, with so much more dip coming up, I think is irresponsible, right? As a trader. So I see some of them are doubling down. Like, I don't care what these niggas say. If nobody knows what the market is going to do, nobody can predict how the market is going to move, and they are right. But this is what I'm going to show y'all before I get off. I showed this last time. I'm going to show it again. There's certain conditions in the market that resurface. So looking at this thing, we're going to move this to the weekly real quick. Looking at Bitcoin on the weekly, I want to take you guys back to 2021. Because that's the 4-year cycle from now. This is 2025. It's 4 years ago. Let's go back 4 years from right now and see what happened. All right, so we're in 2025, December 2025. We want to go see what happened in December 2021. I need a chart that has enough history, and this one does not. So let's go to Binance. What we want to see is what happened to Bitcoin in December of 2021, right? Because we're in 2025, 4 years ago, because they say the cycle is broken. It ain't going to happen this year. So I'm just curious, what had happened 4 years ago? This right here is November, guys. This is November of 2021. And then we started dropping. This is December. This is where we are now. But everybody said, and did that kind of look familiar? Right? Looking at this on a weekly, that kind of look familiar with that drop. And then at this time, everybody was saying that Bitcoin isn't bearish, it's going to go up, it's going to blah, 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 blah. And then what did it do? It went into this consolidation mode and then dropped again. Right? That was December 21st. It even gave a little pop-up before the end of the year. Hey, Happy New Year. And then what happened? Blue, 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 blue. That was 4 years ago to date. Right? But it's saying this ain't gonna happen again. Let's you know what, just for fun and games. Let's do 4 years before that. So this is 2022. Let's see if these charts have 2018 on it real quick. Let me see. December 2018. Because you know, I'm a back test. And that's we see what happened in the past to guess what could happen in the future. Now all does this, but I like the back test. So let's back test. Now when was this? What? December 17th? Is that 8 years ago? December in 2017, that's 8 years ago. That means there was a 4 year cycle, then there was another 4 year cycle. So in December of 2017, Dennis, you telling me that led the drop going into 219 where we was as low as 3K? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That was the 4 year cycle that we kind of peaked in December. Then our next 4 year cycle, we peaked in November. Then our next 4 year cycle, we peaked in October. I mean, I'm the only one seeing these patterns? No, I can't be. Because now I shared it with you guys. But I'm just run them over again. Back here in 2017, we peaked in December. And from there, we dropped and didn't bottom out until December 18. A whole year of bearishness. All right, cool. Now let's go to the 2022 drop real quick. Because, you know, 4 years later, we're talking about the 2018 drop. So in 2022, Dennis, you telling me it did the same thing? Yeah. Matter of fact, it started in November. Yeah, it started in December. This one started in November. The drop started in November, and it did not stop until the following January. January of 2023 is when Bitcoin was found at the bottom of 16.66, and we pushed up from there. All right, Dennis. Hey, I'm starting to see the pattern, bro. This is fun. Can we do it again? Absolutely, we can. What is 4 years after November 2021? Here we go. So we seen that it was December, then it was November, and then this year, is it a surprise that we peaked in October? Man, I should be getting some like hearts, some love, something over there in the YouTube chat right now, because I know I just put y'all on game. Like, let me get some love. So I don't know if y'all can do hearts and ones and stuff, but I just want to see that y'all heard what I just said, because I just called out a pattern for everybody. Right? It was December, drop, November, drop. October is showing us what so far, drop. So while everyone is sitting there telling you that, hey, let's buy it, like you should be asking them why. This market historically has gone down during this time, and I even see more reason to sell now. See, a lot of your friends is telling you to buy because they got this hopium with this 77 to 70 zone, right? The 70 to 77. They used to call it 72. I heard some call it 74. They all saying that this is the zone that's the bottom, and y'all have nothing to fear. We're going up higher once we test the bottom. As long as the bottom is support, we okay. They are lying to you guys. They don't know what they're talking about. No one knows what's going to happen in the market, but my prediction is that they are wrong. Price is not going to stop here, and it has no reason to. We've already broken the trend, and we're just starting our bearish motion that we've seen the last 4 years ago. It lasted for a year. 4 years before that, it lasted for a year. What about this year makes you think that something is different? Because I don't. I'm gonna give y'all a couple of examples. They're like, well, it's different this year because of mass adoption. Bro, we've been having mass adoption since we made it to B's. We are in T's now. Market cap, right? The market cap is $3 trillion. There ain't no new money. We mass adopted, right? Everyone knows about crypto. Even the ones that want to deny it, they know about crypto. So don't tell me that this what's going to change this year is that industries are going to use it. They've been using it. I've been telling y'all for 5 years that different companies is graduating and using these daggone dApps and platforms. Don't tell me that in 2025, well, now, bro, it's been happening. Nothing changed this year to make us feel that this 4-year cycle is ended. The same thing has happened again. And the same thing will happen again. And what's sad about it, what I'm trying and I'm hoping and I'm praying that I can share with you guys so y'all can avoid it or at least see how to maneuver for yourselves is that every 4 years has not just been a bearish market in crypto. It's not just been a crypto winter. Those have been recessions. 2008, we started this stuff. 2009, we pushed up. 2012 was the first suggested recession. 2016 suggested recession. No, we're not recessing. We still bullish. 2020 suggested recession. 2024 suggested recession. Like it's coming again, guys. Come 2026, it's not just hard for crypto. This is hard for stocks. This is hard for futures. This is most assets are going to trickle down going into next year. So even if you're like, well, there's mass adoption in crypto. Well, what changed with the stock market? What's going to make the stock market bullish this year and it don't go to a same 4-year cycle trend? Because every 4 years, Amazon has dipped. Y'all saying that stopped? That's over? Every 4 years, Tesla has dipped. But we're going to think this is a bullish year for Tesla and Amazon because of the AI technology? No, the cycle will continue. Big money moves the market. Big money is taking profit. It's how they live their life. And we can try to fight against it or follow behind it. I'm tired of trying to fight. It's so much easier to follow the money. So what I came on this call to share with you guys, I'm trying to hurry up and get off because I did not mean to take this much time for you, is follow the money. You do not have to listen to him, her, or them when they tell you to buy the dip. Just look at what would be a better position for your energy, because money is energy. We can agree to that. Money cannot be destroyed. It can only be transformed. That's energy. So I don't think that it's bad energy, right? I think that I just need to place my energy in a place where it can grow. I see growth of my energy. I see more coming when we use precious metals to store our assets. I think that you are surrendering some of your energy if you're using it to buy depreciating assets. This is energy losing assets. This is on a weekly, but we're going over all this. And you're thinking, let's buy the dip on that? Who told you that? Fire them as a counselor, as a friend even. Like, don't even hang with them no more. I'm playing, kind of. We see this is trending down. There's nothing breaking up about it. BNB is bearish. Like, who's telling you to buy this? Especially the XRP heads is saying XRP is going to $100 or more. Like, what about the chart makes y'all believe that? If anything, if XRP loses the support here of $2, XRP can come all the way back down. We are very bearish on XRP. We haven't been bullish on XRP since we peaked in July, but I actually, haven't been bullish since the evening star pattern way back here in January. We see a nice little drop. It pushed up to create a new high, and ever since then, it came back here to that January high in September, and it dropped hard following that. So we haven't had anything that looks closely or remotely the bullish on XRP. So don't let those XRP army heads influence you into thinking that this is a bullish asset. Matter of fact, if you lose $2, it's a chance that you could see 80 cents. Not immediately, but this time next year, yeah, I think we could see a 40 to 80 cent XRP this time next year. I think we could see a $1,800 Ethereum this time next year. I think we could see a 50 to 60K Bitcoin this time next year. I think we could see a 500, 600 BNB this time next year. I think we could see a dollar on Sui. 80 cents even can be tested again. Shoot, we see this low. If it come back down there, that's 55 cents. So I don't even know what Sui is going to drop to. Am I bullish on Sui for the long term? Absolutely. I love it. And I love the project. I love what they're doing. I love the partnerships. I love that they aren't inevitable. I mean, not inevitable, but they have a limit, right? They're not unlimited like Aptos, Ethereum, or Solana. They actually have a limit. I like Walrus is built on it. I'm very bullish on the market in the long run. I think that most of these assets are undervalued. But currently, as a trader witnessing a downtrend, it would behoove me to tell the people that love me to buy assets at this moment. So I would not, and I refuse to do it to you guys. I came just to show you that the market is still bearish when you zoom out, even if you see volume on these small time frames. So this is the time frame to get you guys wrecked. Yeah, looking at the 15-minute and 1 hour, and you letting the times that it pop up make you think that the whole market is bullish. But then we got resistance. Even right now, people are ready to start buying. And good luck with those buys. Y'all go ahead and do your thing. It's 7 o'clock, right? You might see a push up in the market at this time. But I'm still saying if we don't break into a new high, that we still have resistance here. And I'm looking for more downside to follow from it, right? Zoom out to the 1 hour, or zoom out to the 4 hour. I didn't want to go no lower than the 4 hour. You see, we had a drop, we hit support, popped up to a decent level of resistance, and had a bearish engulfing. Right now, the bears are in control, and this is a lower high. You should still be bearish on Sui. Now, if you break this resistance at $1.65 on Sui, maybe then I'll change my tune. But as long as the $1.65 holds as resistance for Sui, my expectations is more downside. All right. Same thing with Bitcoin. I know you see the volume coming in, it's pushing up. The market just opened an hour ago, and things are looking bullish. Don't let that fool you. If price cannot get above this is still a lower high, right? We are still in a downtrend. We need to break this resistance to create and stay and remain in our uptrend. Even with price retesting this high, you might start thinking, oh, we breaking, we going up. This is a key level to pay attention to when price gets here, right? Making the pin bar on a 4 hour. Virtual is making a pin bar on a 4 hour. Thank you, Brother Carlton. I'm going to check that out. But we see this resistance, support, support, support. Right now, resistance. Until it's broken, it should be treated as resistance. You break that, I'm bullish with you. Bitcoin over 91.5. Hey, maybe I changed my tone. We see higher lows being created, higher highs being created. And all you gotta do is break and give me a higher high than that. So it needs to actually get above 94. Get above 94, maybe I can be bullish with you guys on Bitcoin. But if it doesn't create a new high, then I'm gonna be patient and wait for it to create a new low. It's really that simple. So I didn't mean to even hold you guys this long. I'm above my time frame. I am going to try to read all the comments. I see a lot of you guys typed in the chat, and I appreciate all that. I'm going to read it when I wake up tomorrow. I ain't about to I ain't gonna go through it all right now. But I am gonna read y'all comments and I'm gonna try to make sure that I respond. And we're gonna do this again next week. Next week, I make sure I have my microphone done the right way. And I don't have to hold on too long before we get started. And that way the time that we do it, we can get it all done. But yeah, I hope this was helpful. I hope this is beneficial. And I hope you know that you can now start inviting your friends. We want to help everybody know how to utilize the market and how to take advantage. Peace, love, and abundance. I will catch you all on the next call.